leap of faith.
This is the way. Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Tells me you're relentless.
Hello, film critics, non-critics, and friends. Welcome to the Film Optix podcast, brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network, where we discuss film, TV, and all things Hollywood. I'm your host, Christian, and I'm joined by the man himself, Devin, my co-host. And in this episode, we're going to be discussing the latest Netflix original movie, Vivo. And before we begin today's podcast, you can listen to our show on podcast platforms around the internet. And if you're a new or seasoned listener to the show, we would love to hear from you guys. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter at Film Optix. Again, that is Optix with an X. Devin, how are you doing today, man? Happy
I'm doing good, just trying to keep the beat, you know?
Yeah, keep the beat. I like it. How's the OHIO?
It's actually a beautiful day out here today.
Oh, is it really? That's nice.
Yeah,
That's really
nice August day. August is usually a weird month. The dog days of summer.
It really is. And it's crazy how we're already here. And
yeah, July just didn't even happen.
Honestly, I feel like this year didn't happen because I feel like we're about to go into another lockdown, Devin. I'm not going to lie.
We're definitely going to have to be wearing masks again soon.
Yeah, we actually have to start wearing them at my at my place of work. Not while we're in like our separate like offices, but if we are, moving between floors of the building, we have to have masks on. So that's whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated. So there's that. And we're actually started seeing the a little bit of the effect with actually a few video games kind of being delayed and movies as well. Clifford, the Big Red Dog, it's RIP, RIP. So I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I really hope that's just not the first of many. There are a lot of other films that we still have yet to witness. So many things that we're that are coming out, and, Suicide Squad is dropping this week. By the time that this is out, it will be out, but our review will be on the following Monday on August 9th. And before we get into our Vivo review, just want to let you guys know, I will be MIA for about a week, but worry not, because we do have a few episodes dropping next week for you guys to listen to. Getting my wisdom teeth taken out. So
fun times.
Yeah. Did you get yours taken out?
I did.
How was it?
I don't remember much of it.
Were you under or were you awake?
I was awake.
Oh God.
They just gave me the good old needle juice and the gums. Yeah,
I think they're doing that, and I believe I'm going under. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so we'll have our the Suicide Squad review dropping on Monday for you guys. And then our Titans our season 3, episode 1 through 3 will be dropping on August 12th. Hopefully by then, I'll be back full talking form and whatnot. But and then we'll have our Marvel's What If. We'll probably be covering that the following Monday, just because I think it drops on Wednesday, on the 11th. So I'll probably won't be, I don't even know if I'll watch it then, because I might still be, on painkillers or whatever. But yeah, just wanted to throw that announcement out there for all of our listeners. But worry not, like I said, well, plenty of content for you guys to listen to throughout the week. So
you gotta have your voice ready so you can drop a few F Batman.
I'm Batman. Exactly, dude. Oh my gosh. I'm actually really, really excited too. I mean, I'm excited to get my wisdom teeth taken out. I really am, because they're literally nothing but trouble. They cause nothing but cavities and all that junk. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to get into our Vivo review here in a second, but a few words from our sponsors. I'm kidding. We don't have any sponsors, but we will be back covering our Vivo review after the short break.
When it came to music, Andres and I became so in sync. Not a moment out of place until the letter came.
Marta.
Nothing would mean more to me
than for us to sing together again.
So you guys were like a duo?
She was also the love of my life, but I never told her how I felt. All my love, I put it into a song.
You spent your life making music.
All right, guys, we are back after that short break. And before we actually get into our review, we wanted to kind of go over a little bit of the synopsis, the directors. So the story is as follows. Vivo, Sony Pictures Animation's first ever musical adventure featuring all new songs from Lin-Manuel Miranda will take audiences on an epic adventure to gorgeous and vibrant locations never seen in animation. Well, I don't know about that, but it is a very beautiful film.
Are they saying Florida has never been seen in animation?
I don't know. Has it not? I'm not entirely sure. The directors conside of Brandon Jeffords and Kirk DeMicco, and cast as well as Lin-Manuel Miranda and Zoe Saldana, just to name a few. And I believe Kirk is also one of the writers, as well as Peter Barsocchini. Sure. Yes. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm terrible at the names. Devin's it's way better than I am. But yeah, this movie, it says a lot. It definitely says a lot. And I usually let Devin go first, but I kind of just wanted to, I guess, go first this time. And for our initial reaction, so no spoilers as of yet. We will get into spoilers later on, and we'll let you guys know when we get to that point. But so it's Vivo. Wow, this actually flew underneath my radar. I knew a few people who had seen it before, but it's not that I never paid attention to it, but I knew Lin-Manuel Miranda was attached to the project. I knew I wanted to watch it because, as I said on Patrick Beatty's review, you can check that over on YouTube, that I will pretty much watch anything with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, I think he's earned it.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And I think this man has won 2021 with In the Heights. And now we have Vivo. We have El Canto coming up. He's attached to that project as well. And he also has another Netflix movie coming out called Tick, Tick, Boom. So that's going to be very, very interesting.
He's a very busy man.
He really, really is. And like I said, I think he's gonna win 2021. He's number one in my books right now, but I really, really enjoyed this film. I think it is like the perfect like animation movie, a nice follow up to the Mitchells versus the Machine, which is also Sony Animation. So I thought that was really, really they're doing a pretty good job so far. I mean, we got Spider-Verse a few years ago, and Connected, aka Mitchells versus Machine, and now Vivo, and it really explains just how important it is to kind of, and I mentioned this in Patrick's review, giving people their flowers while they're still here, and kind of just letting people know how you feel, while you still have time left on this earth. And it really destroyed me, like in a good way. Like it's man, oh man, I just can't even. It's very, very tough. It's soul stirring. It's it's stimulating, and it's about love and friendship, and most importantly, the intimacy of music and how that can bring people together. And the compositions that Lin-Manuel he creates here, they're very, very infectious. And I don't know about you, Devin, but I've been listening to a few of the songs on Spotify. But I want to, pass the torch over to you. Let everyone know what your initial thoughts are.
Are they up on Spotify yet?
One of them is Keep the Beat Is.
Okay, that's what I saw too.
Yeah, that's what I've been listening to nonstop.
So Vivo, good old Vivo. He's not a monkey. He's a kinkajou.
Yeah, the honey bear, aka the honey bear.
Is that where they got the name Pikachu?
No, Pikachu is from, I believe it is from some type of mineral or stone, but I don't know where they came up with Kinkajou and Pikachu. Sounds very, very similar, but yeah. Man,
so,
I wish, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You wish what?
Oh, no, I was going to say, I wish I had a Pikachu sound effect right now. Didn't even think about it until this
You'd rather have Raichu anyways.
That is Raichu is superior. I'm sorry. He just is. He's always on my team. He never lets me down. Never lets me down. But sorry, Devin, go ahead.
As far as Vivo goes, for me, I thought it was good, but not great. It's kind of weird, or actually, I guess it's kind of funny. When I first saw the trailer, all I could think of was, "Oh, it's Sony Coco." Like, it's not. It might not be fair for me to compare it to Coco because Coco is a masterpiece in our eyes, but that's all I could think of when I first started watching it. I was like, "Oh, they're going for the Coco vibes here." And I also kept comparing it to Mitchell's vs. the Machine just because of the Sony connection. And those are two kind of unfair comparisons, but that's just all I kept thinking of.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And it's funny that you mentioned that it's AKA Sony's Coco, because I was talking to Jacob over at the Music City Drive-In website, and he literally said the same thing.
That's all I could think of.
He said, "This is Sony's Coco." I'm like, wow, you're absolutely, in a way, yes, but I do agree. Coco is leagues better. When it came to the storytelling,
the story definitely.
Yeah, I think the music in both are very similar. Like I can listen to either soundtrack like all day.
For me, the music in Vivo was hit or miss. Mm-hmm. There was one song in particular that me and my sister kept laughing at. I'm sure you know what it is.
I know what you're talking about. I enjoyed it. Like it's not and I'm I know, you know, before we get into spoilers, of course, but I know exactly what you're talking about, and I was just like, I didn't mind it, but I guess it's a different experience when you're watching it with someone, because, you know, I'm just watching all this stuff by myself. But it was charming. Yeah. It was a charming song for sure. But it wasn't
definitely
bad.
Interesting.
It was not bad. Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm hoping we're talking about the same song. I think we are.
Beats my own drum.
Yeah. I was like, okay. I was kind of feeling the bass. I don't know, man.
It kept getting in my head because it's like one of those annoying songs that gets you in your head.
It's like Lady Gaga when she first came out, or no, not even. I'm sorry, Kesha. Remember when Kesha first came out? She had all those like super catchy songs. Everyone's like
TikTok.
Yeah, everyone like. It's not that everyone hated Kesha. It was just that like everyone's like, oh my god, you know, she's singing all this auto tune and whatever, and it's like, well, Kesha could sing, but it was just her songs were so catchy, and that's they just stuck in your head for whatever reason. It wasn't that it was necessarily bad or necessarily good. It was just a very catchy beat, and I feel like that's how
we definitely made fun of the drum song, but other than that, I really like the intro song. That was great. Keep the Beat is good. I really like the Miami song at the end. That was really clever.
Yeah, that was cool. Good.
I felt like the song at the end was kind of forgettable. I don't really remember.
Oh,
the song they write throughout. Yeah, but rewrite.
Yeah. The song that they delivered to
because it's supposed to be like the huge crescendo, like the finale climax, and it just kind of, I don't really remember how it went at all.
Yeah, I gotta say, when it comes to like music, like this is 2021 itself. It's been a really, really big year for musical films, because I mean it's crazy. I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen Coda yet. I think it's on the Apple screening. It's on the Apple screening website right now. But it's beautiful, but it is very, you know, music heavy base as well. We have Vivo, we had In the Heights, we're having West Side Story coming out later this year. We have
I can't see that trailer and then see Ansel Elgort. It's just he's just gotta go.
We have El Canto coming out, excuse me, later this year, and we have Dear Evan Hansen. I'm very
that trailer is also very strange. That man is so old. That man is so old. Come on.
I know, but it destroyed me, dude. I mean, given because I've had past experience with, you know, when it comes to that kind of subject of other people, but like I don't know, man, it just killed me. Like I'm like, this is going to be my favorite movie of the year, isn't it? I'm like, probably not, because Dune's coming out. I haven't got Spider-Man. But yeah, like I was saying, it's just very, it's a very music heavy based year. And I absolutely love that because there's so many new songs. Heck, even the Dune soundtrack, the 2 new songs that are out, Paul's Dream, and I forgot the other one, but like, they're like really, really good. And I've never really, like, I'm a huge music lover, as you know, but and we had that other song. Oh my god, not the other song, but the other movie earlier in the year that we reviewed. Oh my gosh, blanking on the name. With the guy from Lita Battle Angel.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm blanking on the name, but it's on Hulu, and I was just like, man, this is just a really ultimate playlist of noise.
Oh yeah, I was thinking infinite playlist of noise, but
yeah, same thing. But yeah, it's like it's just a great year for music, just overall. Billie Eilish's new album is out. We got Silk Sonic's album is out. It is a great year for music. But yeah, I do agree with you when it comes to the child song. It is more like Baby Shark type deal. But like,
what did you think of her character overall? Because I think I kept coming back to Katie from Mitchell vs. Machines because they're very similar in that they're kind of like the quirky, different, like kind of doesn't fit in type. But for me, this one felt a little more forced. Like in Mitchell's vs. Machines, Katie felt very natural. Like she had hobbies that were different than other people, and she wasn't being different just to be different.
Yeah, I feel like with her, and I believe her name was
Gabby.
Gabby, yeah. With Gabby, I don't think they really expressed how old she was. No, they did express it. She's 9?
Somewhere around there.
Something like that. I took that more of like, I guess her quirkiness of just being a 9-year-old, you know, being like a preteen, you know, going into teenage, you know, just trying to she's trying to figure out what she likes, but at the same time, it's kind of like she knows what she likes already. So she is very mature in that on that front. Unlike the sand dollars.
The Karens.
Oh my gosh, dude. We will get into them in a second because I adored them so much, especially one scene that just absolutely killed me. But yeah, with Gabby, I think she was fine. I do agree that Katie from Mitchell's versus Machine was a little bit more progressed, but this is just like, you know, a 9-year-old being a 9-year-old, just kind of, I guess, messing around.
Dance to the beat of her own drum.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, like I say, she knows what she likes, she knows what she wants, and it's, you know, but at the same time that, you know, there's a brokenness about her, and like we'll talk about that once we get into spoilers. But yeah, I thought she was all right. What about you?
Yeah, like I said, I keep comparing it to Mitchell's, and it isn't quite as developed, I guess, as a character, but
yeah, I do agree with you there. And I did not. Okay, this sounds really, really dumb, but for a long time, I didn't know Zoe Saldana was Afro-Latino. I just thought I didn't. I never looked at her bio or anything. I was like, oh, that's, you know, that's a nice name. Or,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's.
But who did Leslie David Baker voice? Stanley from The Office.
Oh, who did he voice?
Doesn't say in the credits of IMDb.
IMDb's messing with their brains. But yeah, like I said, you know, just a little, I guess, embarrassing moment. I did not know that Zoe Saldana was Afro-Latino. I literally just thought she was just black. I had no clue whatsoever.
What did you think of the animation?
I thought the animation was really, really good. I do like Missiles versus Machine a little bit better for sure, but for what this is, I do think it is a beautiful, like aesthetically a beautiful film. I'm, you know, not saying like it's like the best shot in the world, but animation wise, like for Sony, this is really, really good.
I thought the faces looked weird. Like, I don't know, there's just something off about the faces and some of the body structures. There are some weird looking people in this movie. There were some weird looking dudes just kind of
I think that's just more of
walking
the art
around.
style. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, even when there's so many different art styles out there. Like, I mean, have you seen Klaus on Netflix?
No.
Honestly, perfect Christmas movie, and I recommend anyone out there listening to watch it because I watch it every single Christmas. It's kind of like an origin story for Santa Claus, but that's more of hand-drawn animation. But I think it's just the art style they went with. If you've seen The Lost City of Atlantis by Disney, like, I mean, that is also hand drawn, but like the art style there is more blocky. So like some of the art body styles look a little bit more, I guess you could say, cartoonish than versus like realistic than you would see in like, I don't know, like some kind of like anime or something like that. But yeah, what did you, besides, I guess, like the design of that, like what did you think of, like, I guess just the overall like look and feel of the movie?
I liked it. I liked that they went for the colorful, vibrant look.
Yeah, I think Cuba and Florida. Yeah, that was, yeah, it looked, you know, it was very vibrant.
I really liked how the animals looked. The animals looked really good.
Yeah. And I like kind of like the dream sequences, kind of like the, you know what I'm talking about? Those,
the Coco like dream sequences.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
it's very tough not to compare it.
Yeah, it really is. They are similar but completely different at the same time because they do have similar themes in a way, but you know they are trying to push out two different messages. But yeah, I mean, I know we've been talking non-spoilers for a while, which I think is honestly great because, you know, by the time this is out, you know, some people will have watched it, some people would have not. But are you ready to get into spoilers?
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff to talk about.
Yes, there definitely is. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is your first spoiler warning. Again, this is your second spoiler warning for Netflix's latest animated film, Vivo. So, let's just dive right in because this absolutely killed me, Devin. Within the first 20 minutes of the movie, you know, Andres, one of the main characters, he used to play with this girl, Marta, you know, throughout the world. She became super mega famous. And he never told Marta how he actually felt. You know, we can definitely see throughout the flashbacks and whatnot, they were very, very close. Like they were close friends, but it definitely seemed like they were a little bit more than that, kind of like teetering on the fence of that happening. And, you know, Marta invites Andres, who lives in Cuba. She's out in Florida for her farewell concert, you know, her last concert she'll ever perform. And, you know, he's very excited. You know, she wants to sing with him again. It's very, very fitting. You know, he was there with her through all the good times, all the bad times, and a very faithful man, I will say. And, you know, on I believe it was the day before he was going to sing with her, he passes away. And you find out before he passes away that he never told her how he actually felt and how, you know, he wrote all these feelings down in a song. I'm blanking on the name of the song because, like I say, you know, how we said in non-spoilers, but it was that I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, it's definitely a risk they took, having that emotional kind of scene that much so in the beginning of the movie. I'm not really sure how I feel about it because we didn't really get that much of a chance to connect with him as a character. Like it was like you said, like 20 minutes in, we're still like getting to know this guy, and he it kind of felt like an off-screen death.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. I really, and that was actually one of my issues with the film. I really wish we would have spent just like maybe like a good 30 minutes with Andres, because I feel like that would have hit harder because it wasn't unexpected that
it was a surprise, but it didn't really hit emotionally for me just because of the quickness of it happening.
Yeah, like it's kind of like we just started to get to know him as a character. Maybe even like an extra like 15 minutes would have been nice, like around maybe like the 35-minute mark or something like that instead of around 20. But you know, we do see the connection that him and Vivo have together. And, that they used to be street performers, in his older age, and how they kind of met. It did seem to kind of chug along like, okay, let's get to the rest of the entire, the rest of the story. But I think what really killed it for me was towards the very end, where we find out that Gabby lost her father. And I believe her father and Andres were cousins, or they were related in some way.
I think he was the
nephew of Gabby's father. Yeah. I think you're right. And that I think that's the part that kind of broke me, is that I think the reason, and I think that's kind of why Gabby like acts the way she does, is kind of like she recently just lost her father. She's like 8-9 years old, and that's a pretty heavy time. It's a pretty delicate age to lose a parent, for sure, like speaking from experience. But and it's very she kind of comes out and she tries to make her mother understand. Her mother wants her to kind of join the Sand Dollars, and like I said, we'll get into that here in a second. But her mom, like, it doesn't really seem that her mom quite understood how important it was to help Vivo deliver the song to Marta for Andres, because she never really got to say her proper goodbyes to her father, and to tell how much that like she had loved him and things of that nature. So, but I wanted to get your overall thoughts, and just what you thought about that, because I don't know, it's like, I think that's the part that really sticks out with this movie. I think it sends a very powerful message.
Yeah, I did like that part. I like how that gives her more of a connection to the music, especially when they start doing it together, and Vivo's kind of like teaching her, but she doesn't realize that he's like leading the way with the music, because he's just like, you don't know anything, let me show you.
Yeah. And I guess so did Gabby knew that like Vivo could like talk, or was it still just
he was just making Kinkajou noises, but we heard him talking. It did take a little bit to catch on to what was happening, but yeah, I think we only hear his voice, or the other animals do.
Right. And I believe that they said towards the beginning of the movie that, they didn't really understand each other talking. Andres and Vivo didn't understand each other talking wise, but it was more of
musical.
Yeah. Musical connection, which actually usually is true, because there's been studies like out there saying, when it comes to like performing, it's kind of like everyone's, not even the rhythm, but kind of just like almost just like their heartbeats are kind of like almost in sync. It's, some people say it's true, some people say it's false, but I'm going to say it's true, because it's a nice thing to kind of think about when it comes to that, everyone's pulse and, heartbeat, whatnot. But, I might sound crazy, but it is what it is. But Devin, let's talk about the Sand Dollars. The the Girl Scout versions in this film. As I mentioned this on Patrick's review, like I was in Boy Scouts growing up, and Devin knew that already, but I don't know why I'm telling you this. But for all the listeners,
I actually don't know if I knew that or not.
I think that might have been before I met you in high school. Yeah, actually, that was. Wow, there we go. But never made it very far. But when it comes to like the whole Boy Scout, Girl Scout thing, especially the Girl Scouts, they're very prime in just they know what they want, Devin. Like they're out there to sell those cookies, and they're going to sell you those Thin Mints, whether you need need an extra box or not. It's they're going to be coming to your door night and day, whatever. But what did you think about them, and I guess the rest of the supporting cast when it came to the animals?
I like that they weren't painted as like the bad guys of the movie. They could have very easily been like little mini Karens that were very dislikable.
Well, there was one mini Karen for sure.
Well, even she was like, the things she was doing made sense and came from a place of like actual knowledge and caring. Like, she was just trying to keep this very endangered exotic animal safe.
Yeah.
I did love the one on the side who just kept eating cookies throughout the whole movie.
Dude, she ate everything. I'm telling you. Like, what was it? Oh my gosh. When they found the song in the jungle, and then the leader of the Sand Dollars told the girl who likes to eat a lot to eat the song, she was like, okay. I was like, you're gonna eat paper? Yeah. What? No, come on now. Let's be reasonable here. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. And I guess the scene that I wanted to talk about when they the Sand Dollars call out the guy who he lives like what, 2 blocks away, and he drove. She was like, Mr. Blah, 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 you live 2 blocks away and you are driving? He was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know, like whatever. He was so embarrassed. I think that was like one of the perfect kind of like one-liner scenes that just, it was hilarious. But what did you think of like the entire forest scene? Because I've seen a lot on Twitter, people were saying that's the part that kind of gets a little muddled for them because there is so much going on, you know, right before they reach Marta's final concert.
Yeah, when it first started, I was a little concerned because when he first meets the Brian Tyree Henry bird, it was just very strange and just it all happened so fast. Mm. But I do like the payoff that happens later on after that little side quest he has with the bird. The birds fall in love, and also the song between the birds, that was a hit. Like that was like it was like an R&B soul type song.
Yeah,
like that was a banger.
That really was, man. Oh man, like I said, man, the songs in this film are just super, super infectious. And sometimes, you know, outside of like the full message of the film, I feel like the songs kind of take over just a little bit more so than everything else. But yeah, it was really sad, you know, when they, you know, they finally get the paper back and, you know, it's destroyed. And I like how they introduced what a harmony and, you know, the melody is, you know, when it comes to the lyrics and how the melody is the foundation of like any song whatsoever. And, you know, it was the fact that Gabby knew the lyrics. Was it? Yeah, Gabby knew the lyrics, and then Vivo knew the melody.
Yep.
And so that was kind of, you know, you put 2 and 2 together, whatever. But you know, at times, I guess adding to the negative list in a way, like it just, you know, it is a great animated movie. It just feels a bit like towards the end, like you can kind of guess what was going to happen. Very, very predictable. But that happens in a lot of movies nowadays, whether it's animated or not, because man, oh man, it's crazy stuff.
We watch a lot of movies.
We really do. Oh my God. I don't even know how many we watched this year. Nearly not as much as other people that I know, especially people who go to like film festivals and stuff. Not there yet, but hopefully next year we can do something that'll be a lot of fun for the podcast, you know, level up in a way, you know, evolve, keep the beat to our own podcast. So yeah, man. Was there anything else you wanted to mention before we kind of close out here? I know we're coming up on time.
I like the snake. It was very interesting casting with Michael Rooker, but I think he kind of pulled it off with that little lisp he added in there.
Yeah, kind of reminded me of the snake from Jungle Book a little bit.
Yeah,
but a little bit more menacing. I don't know.
Pythons are so huge.
I know, dude. Like, whew, man, oh man. Like the snake in Jungle Book was that was some freaky stuff. This one was just more like, I want to eat you. I want to, you know, kill you, whatever. But, but yeah, that concludes our review here of Netflix's newest original animated film, Vivo. But before we get out of here, we always close out with our scores. So, Devin, what would you give this out of 100? You know, just fire away.
I would go with a solid 75.
Okay.
Right in
Okay.
that good but not quite great range.
Okay. So I gave this a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd because it's definitely not, a perfect film, but I think it is one of the better animated films.
Like we said earlier, Lin-Manuel Miranda hasn't missed yet.
No,
so if you're a fan of him, you will enjoy this movie.
Yeah. So it'd be like a solid B. I give it like a solid B. Overall, I feel like that's a nice equation. Maybe, solid B for sure. One more time, so you guys will believe me. Solid B for sure. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up there. But like I said, it's definitely a great film to go watch. Everyone should. It's a great film to watch with family as well. Like I said, it is one of those films that, to give people flowers, while they're still here, and you don't want to regret anything when it comes to that, because we see that time and time again within movies, TV, and in real life. Unfortunately, when it comes to some of those things where people kind of just wait too late, not even just with loved ones, but if there's a crush or someone out there that you like, chat them up, put your arm on their shoulder and say, hey.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, I love Spider-Man so much. Did you do anything for Spider-Man Day?
I did not know that was a thing.
I didn't. Well, I knew it was coming up, but we were all waiting for something else, and that didn't happen. And we got something else a day later that we definitely didn't want. But man, Venom, man, oh man. But as I said before, that does conclude today's show. So before we get out of here, I want to let you guys know what is coming up on the podcast for all of you guys. So like I said, on Monday, August 9th, The Suicide Squad review will be dropping that day. And then later on in the week, on August 12th, on that beautiful, beautiful Thursday, we have our Titans Season 3, Episode 1 through 3 review that me and Leo from the Geekly Goods YouTube channel covered. Man, oh man.
I don't know how you did it.
Well, perseverance and just marching to the beat of our own drum, honestly. I honestly don't know how we did it either, because it has been a crazy, crazy trip getting into season 3, but we're here for it because we love the Titans so much. And of course, we'll have our Marvel's What If coverage coming up on the podcast for you guys soon after our DC Titans review, when I'm back in full form. And of course, Ted Lasso season 2, a little bit farther down the line for now. But oh my gosh, I almost forgot. After our Titans review, we have so much stuff. We're planning it out, Devin. We're getting there. After our DC Titans review, we have we're going to do another double feature review for you guys. We're going to do Free Guy and Don't Breathe 2.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be dropping on not August 9th, but I believe that'll be dropping possibly on August 16th. And we also had to figure out, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with Marvel. What If, possibly might have to move that to like that Wednesday to kind of just, get through all that. So yeah, we also have that coming up for you guys. Just a few things we have in the pipeline. I pretty much just gave you our entire, or at least half of our schedule for the rest of August. But it is what it is. We're here. We're going to keep yapping about the things that we love, and we hope you guys stay tuned and for our latest review. So we're going to get out of here. You guys have a good weekend. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you all for listening. And if you enjoy the show, leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay in the know. That was Devin. My name is Christian, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.